Welcome back to week 6. Today, day 1, we will focus on our core stability and balance throughout our entire body. Our goal for this session is to maintain our breathing as well as our core control. Let's get started. Today, we're going to start on our backs with 360 breathing again, placing your hands on your sides to feel that expansion as you inhale, and as you exhale, thinking about coming back together. Remembering that we can include our pelvic floor muscles during this breathing exercises. As you inhale, thinking lengthen and relax, and as you exhale, thinking up and in. We'll move right into pelvic tilts. So from here, I want you to think about inhaling, your hips are coming forward, there's a small gap, and then exhale, you're pressing your lower back into the floor. Really practicing breathing with each tilt. Inhale, thinking pelvic floor muscles lengthen and relax. Exhale, we're thinking up and in. This is just getting our back, pelvis, and lower body muscles ready for our workout. From here, we're going to work on some heel slides. So we're going to do alternating. This is going to be the low core. You can place your fingers there to make sure it's engaged, thinking up and in during your pelvic floor muscles, slowly dragging one heel out at a time. Want to make sure that we're not using our hip muscles as much as a core exercise, keeping that low back pressed, breathing in as it goes out, and then as you bring your foot back, exhale, thinking up and in with your pelvic floor muscles. Making sure to keep your core engaged the entire time and that your back stays on the floor. Another option during this exercise is to lift your head to engage your core just a little bit more. Inhale, foot's going out. Exhale, it comes back. Taking a break if you need to, really focusing on exhaling as the exercise gets harder. Finishing your heel slides, we're going to stay in the same position for some marches. Again, we're going to be focused on that lower core. So from here, I want you to raise one of your legs. We're going to do this alternating as well. Each leg is going to come to a 90-degree angle. Lower back is pressed, and we're really focusing on keeping our core engaged as well as our breath. Now we're going to include an extension. This allows us to have that core connection for a little bit longer. So as you march, I want you to add in a leg extension, straighten your leg at the top. Exhale as you engage. Going nice and slow, making sure there's no gap in your low back. Breathing with each rep. Relaxing here before we get into a little bit of a dead bug. So we're going to stay in the same position, and on your next exhale, I want you to raise both legs to a 90-degree angle, raise your arms out in front of you, and we're just going to focus on the arm portion. So low back is still pressed, core is still engaged, and as you exhale out, slowly raising one of your arms over your head, and then we will alternate each time. Relaxing here, and then we're going to go back into those pelvic tilts and repeat those exercises again. Starting with pelvic tilts, we're going to focus on incorporating our pelvic floor muscles. So inhale, our hips are coming forward, we're relaxing and lengthening. Exhale, we're slowly pressing, thinking up and in with your pelvic floor muscles. Thinking about if it feels any different this time, if it's easier to connect with your core or maybe your pelvic floor muscles. Coordinating each breath with each movement. Next, we're going to go back into the lower core exercises. So heel slides are first, alternating. Low back is pressed, core is engaged, and we're practicing that exhale on the harder part of the exercise. So inhale as the foot goes out, exhale as you bring it back, thinking about contracting that lower transverse abdominis. Again, an option here is to lift your head, maybe put your hands behind your head with your elbows out. This helps engage the entire core from the top to bottom, really focusing on that breath with each movement. Next is those marches, alternating marches, using that same part of your abdomen, lifting up one leg at a time at a 90-degree angle, starting with just marches first, making sure our hips stay level and that they're not rocking from side to side, focusing on our breath. And then we're going to go ahead and add in that leg extension, allowing your leg to be in the air longer, keeping your core controlled and engaged the whole time. Relaxing here, and then we're going to go straight into those dead bugs. So taking a few inhales and exhales, and on your next exhale, bringing both feet to a 90-degree angle, arms out in front of you, and here we're just focused on upper body, trying to hold that tabletop pose, bringing both arms together, really getting that crunch. Low back is pressed in against the floor, and we're working with each breath. Relaxing here, placing both feet on the ground, taking a few seconds before we get into our next circuit. The next part of the circuit will begin with a dead bug, but this time we're going to be focused on the lower portion. So same thing with our arms, so we're really focused on each leg is going out with each breath. Making sure that our core is engaged. Practicing that 360 breathing while we're doing this. So inhale, we're expanding. Exhale, we're coming together. Optional to lift your head to really focus on that contraction of your core. Make sure that low back is pressed. These are very similar to leg drops, but with our legs bent, it's a little bit easier. Relaxing here. We're only going to do a few of those, and we will do them again. Maybe windshield wipering your legs from side to side, getting ready for our next exercise. Our next exercise will meet in quadruped for alternating bird dog. So you're going to reach out on the exhale, opposite arm, opposite leg, and then we're going to alternate each time. The main goal here is to keep our trunk stable, as if there's a glass of water on our back that we don't want it to spill. Trying to keep our hips facing the ground, palm down, foot goes back, arm goes forward, alternating each time. Making sure you're breathing and not holding your breath. This is a great exercise, working on our balance as well as our stability and our core control. Relaxing here, maybe pushing back into child's pose, getting ready for our next exercise. Our next exercise, we're going to flip over to our backs, and we're going to work on our glute stability. This exercise is going to be a single leg glute bridge, so starting in our on back position with both knees bent, both feet on the floor. Then we're going to slowly raise one of our legs up in the air, and then we're going to glute bridge off that single leg. The goal here is to keep both hips at a level pace and that we're not going to tilt in either direction. I want you to hold that extension, making sure your back is flat and that we're not swaying it at all. Holding it for a few seconds, and then we'll relax. We're going to hold these for 5-ish seconds and then alternate. So moving back to our left, we're going to hold it for 5. Relaxing here, switching legs. Back to our right side, we're going to hold for 5 more seconds. Squeezing our glutes at the top, trying to get that straight line from our shoulders to our knee. Relaxing here, switching legs. Same thing. We're glute bridging up, squeezing that glute. Hips are staying level. Relaxing here. Switching legs again, extending up, and holding for 5 seconds. Switching legs again, left foot's going down, right foot's going up, and we're extending up into the air. Core is still engaged, we're still breathing this entire time. Relaxing back down, maybe giving your knees a hug, or windshield wiper your legs out. Our next exercise is toe taps. So we're going to start in that 90 degree with our legs again, pressing our back against the floor. On the exhale, we're tapping our toes, taking our time here, making sure that our core stays engaged the entire time. We'll get a nice slow pace. If this is too difficult or painful, please opt in for some marches where both feet are on the ground and we do a similar motion, alternating each foot. We'll do one more on each leg, and then we're going to hold that tabletop to finish this circuit out. So legs stay in this position, arms are going out parallel in front of you, and then we're going to hold this really focused on crunching our core together. Low back is pressed into the floor, we're still breathing. Our core is engaged, and we hold for this last few seconds. Relaxing here, putting both feet on the ground, and then we're going to do that a circuit one more time. Starting with the lower half of the dead bugs. Same position, we're going to be straightening our leg, dropping one down at a time, alternating each rep. Really exhaling on the hard part, so when the leg goes out, we're exhaling. I'm going to practice that 360 breath. Exhaling through your mouth. Focus on pressing that low back into the floor. Relaxing here, and then we're going to flip over into quadruped for those bird dogs. Arm reaches out, leg goes back, opposite sides. Our goal here is trunk stability as well as core connection with our breath. So exhale as we're reaching, inhale, reset. Relaxing here, and then an option to push back in a child's pose or stay in quadruped, whatever feels good to you. Then we're going to flip back over and do those single leg glute bridges again. Starting with our right leg, left leg goes up, and then we extend up, holding that there for 5 seconds. Relaxing here, and then we will switch legs. Now extending up with our left leg on the ground. We want that straight line from our shoulders to our knee. Relaxing again, switching legs. We're going to do a few on each side. Switching legs here, left leg goes down, right leg goes up. We're extending in the air. Glutes and core are engaged. This is great for hip or glute stability. We have one more on each side. Right side goes first, trying to get that straight line, holding there, and then we're going to relax and switch legs for our last rep. Finishing that final rep, maybe bringing your knees in before moving into our next exercise, toe taps. So we're going to bring those legs up to a 90-degree angle again, and then we're going to do alternating toe taps. So focusing on the exhale as you lower the leg. Keep that core engaged the entire time. We're really focused on that low core again, the transverse abdominis. Put your hands there if you need to think about engaging it a little bit more. We're thinking about contracting your pelvic floor muscles to try to engage your lower core. Then we're going to finish off with a tabletop hold. So arms are out in front of you, legs are still at a 90-degree angle. Thinking about pressing that lower back against the floor and keeping your core engaged, crunching it together, maybe lifting your head if needed. Relaxing here and taking a few breaths. Great work. You just completed day 1 of week 6. I can't wait to see you in day 2.